Yeah, so we're going to move on to the rotating part of this because right now it's just kind of going across the other cans. To do this, we wouldn't actually rotate the empty because it would do some really weird interpolation movements on top. You would actually click on the can. We actually need to go back. So coming back here, we would leave it as that, right? So R and then enter. Come over to frame 72. And then we would rotate that. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit R and then Z twice. And let's say 730. Just a random number that popped into my head. Okay. That looks pretty good. If you wanted to do any more rotations, I'm going to come over here, do R and then Z twice. You could add more if you wanted to. Let's say 10. Wanted to do 1080. I'm going to undo that really quick. So R, ZZ twice, and then 1080 on my board. Doing way too many. So I'm going to come here, change this to 1080. Okay, so you could leave yours at whatever number you want it to be at. Just make sure you're in the last keyframe, you have the bottle selected, and you're rotating it off of the local axes. So you do that by double clicking twice on the axes you want to rotate it on. Okay, so you could stop at this point if you just want one can rolling from the top. I'm actually going to duplicate the can, so I'm going to select the empty and the can. I'm going to do Shift D. I'm going to actually right click to drop in place. And I'm going to move over to frame 1. And it does have the duplicate, so I'm just going to hit G, Y, Y twice to move this over like so. Okay, so now over in frame 72, do the same thing. I'm going to do G and then Y twice. Maybe bring this one over here. Okay, so it looks pretty good. It's just they're rotating at the same pace and it doesn't really make sense. I'm going to come over to 72 over here. I'm going to grab this one. Make it move further off camera. This one as well. Okay, but the important thing is changing the rotation. So for the first one, I'm going to start it at maybe, let's do 90, see what that does. Okay, I'm going to do 90 for that one. I'm going to do, let's say, I don't know if that'll do anything. Okay, cool. So the end, they start rotating the same. So I'm just going to select this rotation here. And let's say this one would be the 720. I'm going to play that back really quick. That's believable enough to me. You can play with the numbers if you wanted to. Um, I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to duplicate the next one, but feel free to add as many as you want if you want to add more coming across the other side, but let me go ahead and add the third one. All right, so I would have liked to have added a few more, but just for the sake of time, this is going to be okay for now. Again, feel free to experiment with yours a little bit more if you want to. All right, so the only thing I wanted to adjust is the timing. If you're happy with how long this is, feel free to leave it as is. Noticing here. Okay, I was just making sure that none of them were too close, but that's fine. Okay. I think it might be a little bit too long, so I'm going to change this to end at frame 60. And then the easiest way is just selecting it and then hitting G to grab. So keyboard shortcuts work on the timeline too. And that might actually work a little bit better for me. One thing I am going to do is just change how far out these cans go. Oops. Cool. That is a-okay with me so far. So file, save as, or you could do save at this point, but I like to be extra safe, so at that we're going to move on to shot 2 next, or I'm sorry, shot 3.